The always bombastic Marjorie Taylor Greene just got taken down by a Holocaust expert during a testy confrontation on the House floor, and I have all the details for you next. If you Google the phrase humiliates Marjorie Taylor Greene, you will find a never-ending list of links because her embarrassing career has been very well documented. And I was alerted to the latest entry by way of a post by Call to Activism that read, "Wow, I'm not sure enough people are talking about how badly Marjorie Taylor Greene was humiliated by a Holocaust and Ukraine expert today. He dismantled every one of her pro-Putin lies. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene really that stupid?" This is the woman who claims Jewish space lasers start forest fires, so yes, she is that stupid. And in just a minute, I'll share the most recent stupid thing she said and the reality check she got in return. But first, a bit of context. This time, she made a fool of herself while attempting to demonize Ukraine in support of Donald Trump's alignment with Russia. And here's a quick update on that breaking story through the lens of expert Michael Berserkew.
Good to see you, Michael. This call, we don't know exactly when it's going to happen between Presidents Trump and Putin. What are your expectations?
I think that Mr. Trump, who loves to govern by press conference, he should be true to form and just live stream the whole thing. At least that way we know there won't be any differences between the Kremlin readout and the White House readout on this meeting. But I think it'll be a mutual flattery session. What is happening now in slow motion is we're getting closer to what could possibly be the partitioning of Ukraine. We're in a odd zone right now where effectively Russia could be rewarded for 11 years of war, going back to 2014, of course. And the reason I say that is, going back to that disastrous, humiliating Oval Office meeting between Mr. Trump and Mr. Zelensky, I think Mr. Trump's disdain for Ukraine bubbled up, and, he would be ready, I think, to see Ukraine become a failed state. After all, he's ready to see Canada become a 51st state, Ukraine a failed state. I hope I'm wrong, but it does look like we're going more in that direction.
And if Donald Trump has disdain for Ukraine, that means his loyal sycophants like Greene will support and spin the propaganda from wherever they sit, and she was doing some serious spinning from her seat in the House. But sadly for her, she was up against Yale professor of history and Holocaust expert Dr. Timothy Snyder, and it did not go well.
Time also put together a piece only 3 years ago, and it's quite an extensive video that gives full information about the Nazis in Ukraine and their recruitment efforts that go all around the world. It's amazing to me that just in a few years' time, it's now considered misinformation to talk about the Nazis in Ukraine.
On the question of Nazis, I've written 2 books as a historian about Nazis and the Holocaust. On the question of Ukrainian nationalism, I am the leading scholar of that subject in North America and have been writing about it for 20 years. If the chamber is interested in the degree of far-right participation in Ukrainian politics, you can be assured that no far-right party has ever crossed 3% in Ukrainian election. So of course there are bad people in every country, but by any comparative standard is a very small phenomenon. In Russia, on the other hand, the army includes openly Nazi formations, such as Rushich. The government itself is fascist in character, and it is carrying out a war which includes deportation of children by the tens of thousands, the open intention of destroying a state, as well as mass torture. So if we're looking for fascism, and if there is anyone who is sincerely concerned about halting fascism or racism, you would wish to halt Russia.
Thank you so much, Dr. Snyder. And, this hearing was put together to talk about political warfare, and it's strange because a lot of my Republican colleagues seem to be pointing a lot of fingers, but not at Vladimir Putin and not holding him accountable. I mean, even top-ranking Republicans are having enough of it. Michael McCall said, quote, "I think Russian propaganda has made its way into the United States. Unfortunately, it's infected a good chunk of my party's base," unquote. We just heard some of that right now. Republican Michael Turner, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, quote, "We see directly coming from Russia attempts to mass communications that there are anti-Ukraine and pro-Russia messages, some of which we even hear being uttered on the House floor."
This is not Greene's first brush with Holocaust-related controversy. During the pandemic, she posted about a supermarket chain that planned to allow vaccinated workers to go maskless. Vaccinated employees get a vaccination logo just like the Nazis forced Jewish people to wear a gold star. And that was followed by,
This afternoon, I visited the Holocaust Museum. The Holocaust there's nothing comparable to it. It happened and, over 6 million Jewish people were murdered. The horrors of the Holocaust are something that some people don't even believe happened and some people deny, but there is no comparison to the Holocaust. And there are words that I have said and remarks that I've made that I know are offensive, and for that I want to apologize. Actually, I visited Auschwitz when I was 19 years old, and so this isn't like I learned about it today. I went today because I thought it's important, and I know that I wanted to recognize it and be able to talk about it coming out here with my apology.
just for fun, I asked AI to conjure up an image of Marjorie Taylor Greene being Donald Trump's puppet, while Trump is Putin's puppet, and here's the result. It's like a modern-day Russian nesting doll, but literally. But Greene is more than just Trump's puppet. Sadly, she has become the idiot face of our toxic political culture, and I'm very confident that this is not the last story that will have humiliates Marjorie Taylor Greene in the headline.